How are you doing? I want to welcome you once again to my YouTube channel. For the sake of those who are here for the first time, my name is Njeri Nderito. I am a minister of the gospel. That means I teach the word of the Lord. I will pray for you and I'll teach you on several spiritual principles. Apart from that, in the marketplace, I am a counseling psychologist. I am a mentor and a consultant. I have a passion to equip you to fulfill your life purpose, to discover it, and to live a meaningful life. And on that note, I normally do videos on life skills. And this video that I'm about to give you is one of them. I want to be speaking about the danger of the comfort zone. In my life as a consultant, as a life coach, and as a mentor, I encounter so many people who their lives are not moving forward. They are stagnated. And once I normally engage them, I usually discover the reason is these people think they have arrived. They believe they don't have a problem. The problem is with another person. And because of that, that is why I've been able to package this one for you from my experience, even my personal experience, because I am determined, even as we are coming to the closure of 2021, you still have the power at the time, dear listener, to come out of that comfort zone, to do something meaningful in the remaining weeks of this year and enter 2022 majestically when you know for certain you are following your life purpose. And I want to begin by saying, what is the place of the comfort zone? And the first thing I want you to understand, the comfort zone is not a position or a place. It is a mindset. It is you yourself who have decided, I have arrived. I don't want to think again. I don't want to struggle again. I don't want to stretch my creativity again. At the moment you reach that place, it is the place we call the comfort zone. In my own words, I call it is that place of deception, because it is a deception. You think you have arrived there. Meanwhile, you have not even begun your journey of fulfillment of your destiny. So it is that place of deception where you think that you have arrived, whereas in actual fact, and the evidence is showing in your life, you have lost the right direction to your destiny. In fact, when others look at you, they pity you. But as for yourself, you feel like you have arrived. And that is why I'm here to empower you so that you may come out of the place of comfort zone and get on the right track, because I must empower you until you fulfill your destiny. It is that erroneous place that makes you relax. Can you imagine? Others are waking up every day. They are rushing. They are building up on their dreams. They are coming up with strategies, ideas. Like now we are in the month of December. We're in the last month of 2021. They are going through their life for this year. Where did I make a mistake? How can I recover my losses? Meanwhile, as for you, you are just sitting there doing nothing. That is why I call it an erroneous place that makes you relax. Whereas in actual fact, you should also be actively reorganizing your life, dear listener. And also I call it is the place that offers you a false sense of security instead of opening up your mind to the reality of your circumstances that are ideally frustrating you. An example that comes to my mind, we know we are in this season of COVID. So many people were retrenched and laid off from their work. What have you been doing from the day maybe unfortunately you were laid off? Have you been sitting on the couch watching the television channel waiting for another human being to feed you? Or did you sit down, take a pen and a paper and command your brain? I normally do it. My brain, you have to give me ideas and start doing something meaningful with your life. Because remember, the comfort zone will comfort you that things are well, whereas in reality, your life is burning. And that is why I am here today, dear listener, because we must correct that error. You must come out of that comfort zone and do the necessary for the sake of your destiny and your legacy, and for the sake of those that are depending on you. The comfort zone is also the hot spot where many great destinies have been melted off into oblivion. If you want to know what I'm talking about, engage an older person. If you're in your 30s, engage somebody in in their 60s, and they will tell you, I used to plan this and this, but they never took the action, and now old age has caught up with them, and before they know it, the only thing remaining of their dreams and their visions is in the imagination of their mind. I refuse you to listen to me, attune to my channel, and waste your destiny. It is an error. It will not happen. The comfort zone also, dear listener, is the place where great ideas, hopes, assignments, aspirations, and life goals, they are destroyed, they're totally crushed. Why? Because a great idea will just remain that great in your head until you activate it. And therefore you realize most people who are in that comfort zone, they always speak greatness. They will tell you, I will do ABCD, but come January to December, they have done nothing. On that note, what have you done with your life? From January, February, up to now, we are in December. I want you to go in the mirror and tell that person in the mirror, what have you done with your life? Because failure to do that, you will continue on the comfort zone. Before you know it, you will be 70. Before you know it, you will be too old even to move a leg. It is also a place where great minds, a mind that has greatness, are caressed by the wind of wastefulness until all their great ideas dry up and become nothing. I am speaking from experience. As I told you, as a counselor, as a mentor, as a life coach, I deal with people from all backgrounds that I can tell you it breaks my heart to listen to an old person with this great ideas, yet there is no evidence in their life to prove that they even implemented even 1% of those ideas. Therefore, you must come out of the place of the comfort zone. It is also a place where great and beautiful destinies are blown away into the skies of stagnation and shattered dreams. Because remember, anybody on the comfort zone, they have arrived. They are not thinking, they are not planning about anything. They are just sitting because they are lying to themselves. They have arrived. And I want to challenge you, even if you're the CEO of your company, you have not arrived. And let me challenge you, if you don't come up with new strategies, if you don't come up with new methods of business sustainability, very soon you will be irrelevant. Very soon another company will come up. And if you don't take care, you will shut that company, even if you are the CEO. The comfort zone, dear listener, is also a place where force fire, I call it force because it's a fire that is not coming to burn from within you, to encourage you, to push you to the next level, but it is a force fire. It is a force fire of deception. It gives you a deceptive comfort feeling, and eventually what this fire will do, it will burn up your bright future into ashes because you feel comfortable, you feel the warmth, yet you are going nowhere. I therefore come to you, dear listener, to relocate you and to uproot you from that dangerous place of the comfort zone. I come to empower you to run away, to crawl away, or even walk away. Do whatever you have to do, but you must walk away from that dangerous place of your comfort zone, because it will be an error for God to give you a life and you end up doing nothing because you wasted your time by lingering so much on the comfort zone. I come with a song of reawakening. I want to reawaken you back into the dancing floor of action where people are making things happen, because I believe, dear listener, that is where you belong. I come to catapult you back to the highway of high expectations and rebirthed hopes. Who told you that it is over? I came to tell you it is not over. Arise, dust up your feet, go and take a shower, dress up, and then go out there and begin doing something with your life. I refuse to let you to stay in that place of the comfort zone again, because I have seen old people crying tears, and I refuse for you to cry. Whereas right now, I can challenge you to rise up out of your comfort zone and do something meaningful out of your life. I want you to know that I'm very passionate passionate about empowering others to arise and fulfill their life purpose and destinies. Why is this so? I used to be like you. I used to be comfortable in where I was. I used to enjoy and reside in those quarters of the comfort zone. But I want you to know, not anymore. I not only relocated permanently from those quarters, but I burnt them down. I had even to leave a job that I discovered was killing my creativity, was making me live a life of comfort zone. And I step out of that boat of comfort zone. And I want to tell you, it is now 8 years. I have no regrets. I am finally working on my life purpose and destiny, touching lives, transforming destinies, and living a life of abundance. And that is the place where, dear listener, I want you to pull you from that bed of comfort zone to the realm at the level where you live a life of purpose. I am no longer driven by money. I am driven by impact. And that is why I'm sitting here doing this video for you, so that as you listen to it, I believe your life will be transformed. I want to let you know, even as you are listening to me, and maybe you are saying, Madam, I am confused, I am stranded, I need help. You can check our email. It is right there on our channel. Write to us and we will get back to you, because the comfort zone must be vacated so that we may live our lives to the full. I want to go through quickly what are the dangers of the comfort zone. And the first one is that it offers false entitlement. You realize that most people who live in this space of comfort zone, they imagine they have arrived, and therefore they demand others to treat them like a king. And especially our young generation, some of them, not all of them, you realize that even when they are in the house, they don't do anything. They want the house manager to give them even water. They want the parents to buy for them even airtime. Meanwhile, they spend the whole day on the couch. I normally tell my children, not in my house, not under my roof. Arise, utilize your brain. There is so much that you can do out there. And instead of living a life of false entitlement, go and work for what is rightfully yours. And stop demanding. You realize also these people who are living a life of false entitlement, they are the people who will keep demanding to be addressed by some specific titles. You have to call me sir. You have to call me madam. You have to call me so and so. Let me tell you, the serious people who are busy building their lives, like me, I don't care what you call me, because I know what my name is. The only thing I'm concerned about is to make an impact in my generation and build a legacy. And therefore, I want to challenge you, come out of that place of deception that you want entitlement. Work, make an impact, and before long, you will see people even call you those titles, even without you demanding. And the second thing is that it offers false security. You start imagining that you are safe. You start feeling like you are very secure in your position, like you have arrived. You have reached your ideal position in terms of your status. But truth be told, when others look at the state of your life, they pity you. They may not tell you, but they wonder, what is your problem? And that is why I am here to tell you, you must come out of that place of the comfort zone. It is an error for you to sit there and think and imagine that you have attained your optimum level of productivity. I want to challenge you. The human brain keeps expanding. Always, each day, challenge yourself. Come up with a new idea. Come up with a new philosophy. Come up with a new assignment that you must fulfill. That is the way you come out of the comfort zone. And the third thing is that the comfort zone will destroy your creativity. The comfort zone, dear listener, makes you feel like you have utilized all the depths of your creativity. If you're an artist, for example, you start feeling like your last piece of art was the grand finale. And then as you're sitting there in your comfort zone, others are coming up with greater pieces of art. And do you know what will happen before long? You will become irrelevant if you don't come out of your comfort zone. The comfort zone also puts your creative part of the brain into dormant mode. Because remember, as I said, our brain will only work as we challenge it. And therefore, I want to encourage you, for you to come out of the comfort zone, Go and buy a book, even on a topic that you hate. Go and read it. You can even buy a book on nuclear science. Sit down and try to understand those mathematics. I tell you, by the time you are through with it, your brain capacity, your creativity capacity will have expanded, and you will no longer sit on that couch of being in a comfort zone, because it is an error. And the fourth thing is that it turns you into a complainer. Have you discovered that those people who are in a comfort zone, who are doing nothing at all meaningful with their lives, from January to December, they are the ones who know everything about football. They are the ones who know everything about politics. They know everything about the village gossip, the estate happenings. But if you stop them and you ask them, what is happening in your life? They go blank. You must come out of the comfort zone. And another thing I want you to know about the comfort zone is that it makes you to refuse to take personal responsibility. Because every time people ask you, how come you have been in one position for 20 years? You start blaming my boss. I don't know my mother. I don't know my father. They never paid for my master's. Because you do not want to take the bull by the horns. And therefore, I want to challenge you. The only way you are coming out of that comfort zone, even in your career, even in your marriage, in your relationships, take personal responsibility. There's something I like telling people when I'm mentoring them. Wake up each morning. I believe you have a mirror in your house. Go and take that mirror. The way you have gotten out of bed. Don't even do your makeup or clean your face. Talk to that person, because that is the real you. And tell that person, where are you taking me? What is happening in your life? And have a logical conversation. And then after that, begin taking personal responsibility. Stop blaming your mother. Stop blaming your father. I don't know, your grandmother. Some even blame the president. Like now in this country, people keep blaming the president. We have had how many presidents? Every time you blame a president, meanwhile you're on the bed of the comfort zone. New people are coming and taking over. You are still complaining. Change your ways and come out of the comfort zone. And the other thing that it does, the comfort zone, which I normally like saying, but it is very heartbreaking. Imagine the comfort zone. It will turn you into a mere spectator. You know what I mean by a spectator? Your work is to go in the market, sit and watch from morning to evening. Your work is to sit on your couch, watch all the TV programs from morning to evening. As you are spectating, you are watching things happen. And other people make things happen and unfold. Whereas as for you, you are doing nothing. I want to challenge you from today. Shift the position from a spectator and join the league of those of us who are making things happen. You notice even in a football match, the people who shout the most are not the players, are the ones watching. So as you are spectating as others are happening, looking for space to criticize them, looking for errors, the others are shining, whereas your own light is dimming. Get out of that couch, of the comfort zone. Another thing I want you to understand is that the comfort zone, it will curtail your progress in life. This one, I'll just say brutally the way it is. As long as you are in a comfort zone, my listener, then I am afraid, but you must say goodbye to progress, to productivity, to new ideas, to new levels and new dimensions. And whether you like it or not, it means you have welcomed poverty, you have welcomed mediocrity, and you have welcomed stagnation into your life. Since you are not engaging your thinking and creative faculties, then your ability to progress in life becomes curtailed. Since it is the ability of us to think and utilize our brain and come up with new ideas and new strategies that activates progress in our lives. So you have gotten it from me. If you're not doing anything important with your life, you are just sitting there on the comfort zone, forget about progress. I love progress. And quickly, I want to go through what makes us get into the comfort zone. so that you can avoid those errors. And the first thing is giving endless excuses. If you are new in this channel, or if you have not watched my last video that I did on drop the excuses, I want to encourage you to go and search it and watch. As long as you are giving excuses, you will continue to remain on that seat or that place of the comfort zone. Excuses will warm up your bed of comfort zone, dear listener. And if not checked, if you're not careful, you will eventually become irrelevant. In fact, people will forget about that you exist. And then you will start complaining, oh, nobody calls me. Nobody checks on me. Do you want people to call you? Become relevant and get out of the comfort zone. Because people will always be attracted to your success. The antidote to the comfort zone is action, not excuses. And another thing that leads us to the comfort zone is fear. Some people are even afraid of themselves. Fear to try out new strategies, new methods, new ideas. Some people, the same way you have been doing things for the last 10 years is the same way you do it. And even in marriage, that is where you realize marriages become stale. Because the same way you have been greeting your husband and your wife, 20 years, you are still doing it. You need to stop fearing. Try new things. Stop fearing to fail again. It is in failure that you learn how to make it. Some of you fear to venture into new territories of business. You fear to venture into a new realm of your career. Or if you're in ministry like me, you fear even to begin a new ministry. The moment you learn to conquer fear, my listener, the comfort zone will become the forgotten. It will never again show up in your life. And another thing which is the greatest and the most erroneous fear is the fear of the opinion of others. Do you know people will always talk? They will always have an opinion. Like for example, when I was working in the bank, they had an opinion. When I left the job, they had an opinion. I am now fulfilling my life purpose, they still have an opinion. I want you to reach a level where you are not bothered by the opinion of men because you are sure of where you are going. And the third thing, which is so prevalent in our generation, it is actually like a tragedy, is lack of ambition. I'm telling you, every time I meet a person without ambition, I feel like shaking them. Because if there is one thing God has blessed me with, it is the energy to be ambitious. And I want you to understand, my listener, being ambitious is free of charge. You don't need to go and register and pay university fees to be ambitious. Just engage your mind. Think beyond your village. Think beyond your estate. Think even beyond that PhD. Being ambitious is what will provoke you to arise and walk away from that position of the comfort zone. I want you to understand, my listener, that without ambition in your life, you will land in the comfort zone quarters. You will imagine you have arrived. By the time you come to your senses, everybody will have forgotten that you exist. Lack of ambition will accelerate your entry into the league of those who even people can begin saying, so and so used to be a very, very great astute businessman. And people are like, who is that? Because failure to be aggressive and to do something in your area of expertise, with time, other people will rise up, you will be rendered irrelevant. I don't know about you, but I refuse the comfort zone to make me irrelevant. I pray that I'll be relevant even when God keeps me alive in my 50s, my 60s, my 70s. Even in my 90s, may I be relevant to my generation. And the last one is laziness. You had me right. We are having a problem of laziness all the way from our children, our teenagers, our young people. People are becoming lazy. Men are lazy. They don't want to provide for their families. Wives are lazy. They can't even do the basics. And let me tell you, laziness is the greatest killer of destinies. Laziness is the bed on which the comfort zone you will sleep there. And therefore, if you want to make an impact in your life, you must stop being lazy. I want you to understand, dear listener, that laziness is the favorite partner and companion of the comfort zone. Laziness will lull you into sleep. You say it is raining. Meanwhile, as you are sleeping, you don't even know where your rent will come from. You've not even paid fees for your children. Resist laziness. Personally, I cannot stand a lazy person. My children, our children, they know in my house, laziness is not allowed. From when they are young, everybody must work. And if you're not working, you will not eat. I don't soothe laziness. I don't caress laziness. And I want to encourage you, if you want to make an impact and go to the next level, resist laziness. Because what laziness will do, it will permanently plant you on that position of comfort zone and eventually turn you to a frustrated person who is complaining from January to December. Complaining even about, some people even complain the dogs are barking. Do you know when you are busy with your life, you'll not even notice some of these minute things. And therefore, resist laziness. And the fifth thing is that you develop a dependency syndrome. And especially if you're a young person listening to me, your parents owe you nothing. I always get shocked that over 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds are living under the roof of their mothers, watching television and being on those earphones the whole day doing nothing. And I laugh because my children, they know, not under my roof. Let me tell you, arise from that couch. Stop being dependent on anybody. As long as you have the breath of life, as long as you have a brain, nobody. You should not be dependent on anybody. You should take charge of your life. You should be in charge of your finances. Take charge of your spiritual life. Take charge of everything that concerns your life. And that is what I call personal leadership. At the moment you do that, the comfort zone will never be part of your life. I want you to know, dear listener, that the fastest way to destroy your life and destiny and purpose is to depend on others. Learn to depend on God, and God will give you strategies, and you will make an impact in your generation. And the other thing is that the comfort zone will make you have minimal life goals. One of the things that makes us enter into the comfort zone is having minimal or no life goals that demand little of your time and thinking ability. Those who know me, I always challenge people. Thinking is free. The reason why you are in a comfort zone is because you do not think. You just think basics, food, ugali. Please, we are in the 21st century. Can you start thinking about big solutions? Can you start thinking about how to transform the life of your family? How to shift your mind to the next level? Because remember, our nature as human beings is that we should always challenge ourselves out of our comfort zone. Do you know this brain and this body we have? They don't want any stress. The body wants to sleep. The brain wants to sleep. But the more you obey them, the more you will never fulfill your destiny. And because I'm challenging you to be passionate about fulfillment of your destiny, I want to challenge you. And I want to tell you, have crazy goals. Set goals that demand you to awake in the night, to rise up at 4 a.m., to think how you can fulfill those goals. And as you do that, the comfort zone will vacate out of your life. I want you to understand that 3 things that are really, really destroying the destinies of today's generation. Number 1 is social media. You realize someone is on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook the whole day, and you're not doing business. You have a problem. The other one is television. They normally laugh in my house. I don't even know the channels. I have zero interest with the television for the last, I think, more than 15 years. The last time I watched any soap opera, our firstborn was barely 3 years, and she's now in the university. Because I discovered that time I am using sitting down to watch TV, I can engage my brain and write my next book. I am a writer, by the way. I can engage my brain and work on a training curriculum. And therefore, I want to encourage you, don't just sit there and watch television doing nothing. And the other thing that is taking the time of this generation is being involved with wrong relationships. I always ask the young people, you are barely 21. What are you doing with 100 friends? I don't know, you are in 30 WhatsApp groups. You are a joker. Get serious and build up your life. I want you to become so busy with your life purpose until you don't even have any free time to engage in nonsense. And the other thing is lack of a personal growth plan. I will just ask you a question. Do you have a workable personal growth plan? If you don't have a personal growth plan, you are setting yourself up for failure. You are positioning yourself in that comfort zone. And if you're not careful, one of these days, you might even forget your name. What is your personal growth plan. Without that personal growth plan, you will not know whether you are making it, whether you are coming down, whether you are going, or whether you are returning. And therefore, I challenge you. Immediately, don't say, I'll wait for 2022, madam. Immediately sit down and work on a personal growth plan. If you need help, write me an email and I'll show you how to do it. And as you do that, every day you will be knowing, I need to do ABCD. And your life will go to the next level. And quickly, I want to go through the remedies for coming out of the comfort zone. And the first one is replacing excuses with an action plan. Each time, dear listener, you are tempted to give any excuser, respond to it, counteract that excuser with an action plan. Another thing is stretch your thinking capacity. This one, I think even I'll do a separate video on it. The only thing in your mind, my listener, cannot be just about food, cannot be just about football, cannot be like now in my country we are people are politicking. If the only thing you argue day and night is politics, my friend, you need help. You need to reach a level where you are a thinker, where even you sit down. I normally do that. I sit down alone. I don't want to be disturbed. Take a pen and a paper and think. God has given you a creative mind. What are you doing about it? Stretch your thinking. And the other thing, set high personal goals. Surely, your goal cannot be for the last 20 years. My goal is to move from a single room. There is nothing wrong with a single room I've lived to a 2 rooms. Stretch your goals about how can I develop my own internet programs? How can I come up with a solution to what is afflicting my generation? I want to challenge you, if you're a parent and you're listening to me. By now you should be asking yourself, how do I come up with a solution to our children who are becoming rebellious, rioters? Package it and then bring it out here. I want to challenge you. Set personal goals until those goals, they become society goals, national goals, global goals, until you become a solution. People will start looking for you. You will no longer sit down and say, my mother does not call me, my friends don't call me, because like I said earlier, success is a magnet. Become successful and you will have a good problem, because all your phones will be ringing. But as long as you are not setting high personal goals, your goal is only food. Your goal is only going out, partying and party after party. That party after party will eventually paralyze your life. And therefore, my listener, I want to challenge you. Work on what I am speaking. Get out there, do something, so that the next time we meet and give me feedback, I will also be excited. And the last thing, get a serious mentor. When I say a serious mentor, not your, what do you call it, your sibling. Don't get a mentor who is your age mate. The only thing they can tell you on Friday, let's go partying, let's go drinking, and then the whole weekend you're on a hangover. You are destroying your brain cells. And if you're not careful, before you are 30, you might be a zombie. Get a serious mentor, somebody who has made it in life, somebody who has gone through the errors and the mistakes. And get a mentor who will be determined to bring out the best in you, even if it means being ruthless with you. As I said earlier, I am a mentor. But when I'm a minister, I am good because I'm praying for you. But when I am a mentor, I put on another face. I am so ruthless and tough. Some of my mentees, like right now, they run away from me because I'm on their necks. What have you achieved this year? And let me tell you, my listener, you may listen to me and feel like, what is this woman saying? But I want you to know this. 20 years from now, you will be older. What will you tell your family? What will your generation be speaking about you when you are old? As for me, I care about my destiny. I care about my legacy. And that is why I'm teaching you this, so that you can rise up from the comfort zone and make a positive impact with your life. Get a mentor who will not pamper your mediocrity, but a mentor who will call a spade, who will look you in the face and tell you, you are being foolish. You are making the wrong choices. You are wasting your life. And as you do that, and as I continue to equip you through my channel, it is my desire and it is my hope that you will build a great life legacy. As I bring this to a closure, I want you to know I do this with a lot of passion and a lot of love. Sometimes you may see like I'm being harsh, but the reason I'm being harsh is because I can see your potential and I want that potential to come out because your generation needs that which you're sitting on in that comfort zone. And therefore, I leave you with this and make that bed of the comfort zone. Destroy that bed of the comfort zone and burn those quarters of the comfort zone. And let us meet at the top. Until the next video, stay blessed.